10th Assault Flotilla was an Italian commando frogman unit of Italian Royal Navy during World War II. The unit used human torpedoes, which were tiny submarines carrying 2 men and the limpet mine to attack enemy ships. Italy launched a number of naval special forces missions against British harbors in the Mediterranean, which were within easy reach from Italy. However, the activities of the 10th Assault Flotilla were not limited to the Mediterranean. The commander of this Italian Navy Special Operations Unit, Prince Valerio Borghese, was responsible for the planning of an attack on New York in 1943. Probably the most ambitious midget submarine operation during the entire Second World War would have been the Italian attack on New York, planned in 1943. The flotilla planned to transport a CA-class midget submarine to New York Harbor on a larger sea-going host submarine, and then use the midget submarine to deliver Gamma frogmen to attack shipping with limpet mines. The mission required the perfection of entirely new ways of operating special forces from submarines, and could have inflicted a significant bloody nose on the Allies' seemingly impenetrable US base. The US mainland was generally thought out of range, however, so a strike to New York would have a strong psychological impact. Having invented the modern concept of using special forces for ship attack in 1918, the Italian Navy continued to lead the world in terms of undersea special warfare in World War II. The main means of attack were explosive boats, which ran on the surface but could be launched from submarines, and 2-man human torpedoes. These craft proved effectively in combat, but they were not considered practical for the ambitious attack on New York. Instead, 10th Assault Flotilla converted a small CA-class midget submarine to be launched from a host submarine. The all-electric CA-class had been built in the 1930s for harbor defense and were normally armed with 2 torpedoes. For the New York attack, the CA-class was heavily modified, with the torpedoes removed and 4 large mines instead added to be remodeled superstructure. The diver lockout compartment was built into the hull with hatches on both top and bottom. This allowed the frogman to access the midget submarine directly from the dry interior of the host submarine. The plan was to deliver a CA midget submarine to the mouth of the Hudson River using a submarine of the Italian Atlantic Fleet, which operated out of occupied France. It would then drive up the river, releasing frogmen who would place limpet mines on the unsuspected merchant ships. These were rejoining the mini-sub and returning to the mother submarine. While the damage done to the war effort would have been minimal, the morale and strategic value would have been massive. The submarine Leonardo da Vinci was duly modified and trials carried out with the CA midget submarine being transported by rail from Italy. The arrangement involved replacing the forward gun with a cradle, which positioned the midget submarine directly over the gun access hatch, thus allowing access between the two, a major factor in maintaining readiness during the voyage. The cradle was surrounded by a protective screen, which gave the rise to the nicknames Kangaroo for the mothership and Kangurino for the midget submarine. The trials were deemed a success, but the old mini-sub needed replacement with upgraded new-build examples, so this was a delay in carrying out of the plan, during which time the Leonardo da Vinci was returned to regular submarine operations. There was a further setback when she became the victim of depth charges in May 1943, effectively sinking the plan at the same time. It was over and never put into action. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and support my channel on PayPal. Details in the description box.